to start recording for Mr. Jeremiah and hopefully Ms. Anaya as well. So let's go out to Nearpod. Thought I had it set up, but I was on the wrong page. What class am I in? Oh, that's right. Yeah, save changes. Okay. So the code is EWNVR. We all set? Give me a thumbs up or a yes or something. Zainab is just yelling today. Like we can hear you in Detroit. All right. So, as I said, we've got one more abstract data structure to talk about, and that is binary trees. This comic has nothing to do with binary trees. So, learning a binary tree will also help us with how general the abstract data type of a tree works. Because when you understand binary trees, you'll understand how trees work, all right? Something important to keep in mind from here on out is that you will have to be able to analyze diagrams and figure out binary trees from their descriptions. You do not have to use pseudocode or code to construct trees or binary trees. You also don't have to trace. You don't have to do any code analysis for binary trees. So the most difficult part of binary trees is probably the coding, and that part you don't have to do. But you do have to be able to do, as you'll see, 3 non-code algorithms. How we actually traverse the tree, how we go through the tree. There are 3 algorithms, but you don't have to construct them using code, right? Binary trees are something that have existed for forever, all right? We can think of a family tree, and this looks kind of upside down because this is a family tree. Usually you have the, you can think of a family tree in this way. You can also think of a family tree where you have the offspring at the top. All right, that's kind of how binary trees work out, is that you can think of the offspring as being at the top. But we have all these, you know, here are the parents, and here are the grandparents, here are the great-grandparents, and here are the great-great-grandparents. And this idea being that every child has 2 parents, all right? And each one of those parents has 2 parents, and so on up. That is a binary tree. And the reason it's called a binary tree is that there are 2 parents for every node. There's one node that it's connected to as kind of like a child, and there are 2 nodes that it's connected to as parents, all right? Except we're going to flip this on its head when we do this in computer science. This is what a binary tree looks like. You can think of this as the child and these as the parents. Some of the parents we know, some of the parents we don't. And this is a way of linking information together that helps us navigate it in meaningful ways, that helps us understand how how data is related, so that we can do fast searches. If this binary tree is sorted, then we can easily search for information using a binary tree. If this information is organized semantically, meaning by meaning, like it's organized by what information it contains. So if maybe this branch of the binary tree contains information about shoes, and this branch, this bigger branch, contains information about clothing, and this branch contains information about electronics, and this whole thing is shopping, all right, then that would be a way to organize a binary tree, so that every step down, it got more and more specific. So that would be an application for using a binary tree. There are lots and lots of applications of using binary trees. Most of them are really, really specific for different sorts. There's like a feather floating in the air. Most of them are really, really specific for very detailed data heavy applications where it's not something that a user is going to see the end product of. But that's why we're not worried about coding. We're just worried about how to read them, how to read the diagrams, and how to do what is called traversal. So here are some formal definitions, and we'll get into some vocabulary as well. Binary tree is made of nodes, just like a linked list is made of nodes. Every node contains 2 pointers, a left pointer and a right pointer. And also, like any node, contains a data element. In any program, there's a root pointer. Just like for a linked list, there's a head pointer. That root pointer points to the topmost node in the tree. The left and the right pointers recursively point to smaller subtrees on either side. Recursively meaning that the left pointer points to the left subtree, and then within that subtree, there's a node that has a left and a right, and that left pointer points to the left subtree, and so on and so forth. A null pointer represents a binary tree with no elements, meaning we got to the end. And then you see at the bottom this formal recursive definition. A binary tree is either empty, so that would be that root is a null pointer, or is made of a single node where the left and right pointers each point to a binary tree. And that goes on and on and on forever. That's why that's recursive. Here's a diagram showing us what that looks like, so you can visualize this. Here's this root pointer pointing towards the top node, the root node. Every node contains data. In this case, the data that this root node contains is 5. Zainab, we can hear you. You don't have to keep yelling. You should be able to make the diagrams given information, given data. She's even laughing loud. Jeez. But as you will see, there is no one right way to make a binary tree. you got her yelling too. Watch out, I'll start yelling and then you'll be sad. Now, what we see here is that there's left and right subtree pointers. So this left, and by the way, it's your left, not the left of the tree. Okay, the tree's not facing you. We're not talking about the left of the tree. We're talking about our left. So our left is here. The left subtree pointer points to this subtree. This left subtree pointer points to this subtree. This subtree just happens to have only one node, all right, where both of these are null pointers. Same thing here. The right subtree points to one node where both of these are null pointers. Questions about this idea of root node and left and right pointers? In yelling format, please. Thank you, Zainab. See, I told you you'd regret it. Don't yell, Ayana.
This is too funny.
I saw that coming.
That was a total yell right there.
Did you have a question or you just wanted to yell?
I wanted to yell.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll get it out. That was weak.
The bear that was dying.
That was weak. All right. So now let's get into some definitions. The parent is the parent node of children. There are lots of parent nodes here. As long as there are subtrees, as long as there are child nodes, there are parent nodes. So this number 2, this is a parent of 7 and 5. This 7 is a parent of 2 and 6. This 6 is a parent of 5 and 11. All right? Left child. Seven is a left child of 2. This 2 is a left child of 7. This 5 is a left child of 6. All right, this 9 only has a left child, does not have a right child. This 5 is a right child of 2, 9 is a right child of 5, 6 is a right child of 7, and 11 is a right child of 6. The numbers are just for representation. This data that's in here, the 2, the 5, the 9, the 6, the 7, this could be all sorts of data. This could be pictures. This could be a list. This could be, if you really wanted to get crazy about it, this could be a queue inside of here. This could be a string. This could be a paragraph. So the numbers are just ways to represent the data for now as we're going through for demonstration purposes. Subtrees are defined as any group of nodes where you have a parent and at least one child. And if you really want to get technical about the definition, this 4 is also a subtree, just has no children. This 11 is a subtree with no children. This 5 is a subtree with no children. But this allows us to talk about binary trees using the right terminology. The root is the top one. The roots of a tree, I understand. I'm a biology teacher. I understand the roots of a tree are at the bottom. You have to ignore that part. The root of a binary tree is at the top. Again, I'm a biology teacher. I know this is backwards. The leaves of a binary tree are the ones at the ends on the bottom. You okay, Ayana?
Yes.
Okay. But the leaves are the ones that do not have any children. So that part is biologically accurate. Leaves don't have children. It's seeds that create offspring.
Oh yeah, and two.
No, leaves do not reproduce.
Leaves are like.
Clearly, Zainab is feeling a little Zainab is feeling a little slap happy from having gotten up so early this morning.
She's like, I feel like she's frustrated about the leaves because, you know, it's a part of her. It's a part of nature.
Okay, so the buds are not on the leaves. The buds come out from the. We're talking biology now. So the buds come out from what, and this part sucks because now I'm going to confuse you guys. The buds come out from nodes on a tree. Nodes are the places where are in between the branches. Okay, and so there's this little bud that comes out from a node, and that bud is responsible for creating a fruit, right? But in the intermediate stage, it forms a flower. That flower is the reproductive organ of the tree. And once it gets pollinated, it forms a fruit. That's where the fruits all emanate from, are these nodes. Forget all that, because computer science uses all these terms in very different ways. Leaves don't have children. That's the bottom line. Okay, so parent, we have seen. Parent is a node in a tree that has children, left, right, or both. Left child is on the left-hand side, right child is on the right-hand side. The root is the top, and the subtree is a parent with children. Technically, doesn't have to have children, but you're not a parent unless you have children. And then a leaf is a node with no children. That's the vocab. This is the easy part. That's fine that you disagree. It's just what the facts are. Okay. This is what we're going to spend the rest of the time on. This is what you really need to pay attention to. In order, post order, and pre-order. This is not like putting in an order in Amazon. All right, you don't have like, it's the pre-order isn't the thing that comes before. In order isn't what's happening when it's happening. It's these are very funky terms. They're terms that you need to be explicitly familiar with these definitions. You can't kind of break them down from the words themselves. So, come on. All right. I am not, oh, did I not put that slide in? I am so sad. I had a slide. All right, I'm gonna annotate. Okay, we have pre-order. Right, yeah, writing in white is probably not a good look. We have pre-order, in order, and post-order. And a way of thinking about pre-order, in order, and post-order is what's called the flag rule. I don't particularly like the flag rule until you understand what it is that's happening. So, pre-order, in order to traverse or go through a binary tree in what is called pre-order, you first go to the left. Okay? And then you go to the root node, and then you go to the right. So you notice this tracing using the flag rule, all right, creates an order of going through this tree and how we traverse the tree. If we start at A, okay, we will start by going left. So we go from A to B, and we keep on going left until we can't go left anymore. That's according to pre-order. Left, left, left. Once we can't go left anymore, so we went A, B, D. Once we can't go left anymore, then we'll go to the root. So the first root that we go to is B. Okay? And then we're gonna see if we can go right. If we can go right, we go right. So the next one is E. All right, we can't go left anymore. We go to the root. We've already gone right, so let's go to the root, and then let's go right. Now we're at C, and then we go left because we can go left. We go to F, we can't go left anymore, so we'll go to the root. And the only thing we can do from here is go right. So that ends at G. If we have a flag on the left-hand side, then as you collect the flags, this is the order that you would do it in as you are tracing the outside of the tree. All right, so you collect the flags by tracing the outside of the tree. That's the flag rule. There's nothing after right. You collect everything by doing left, root, and right. In order. I like to think of in order as moving along from left to right along the bottom. And you are getting the nodes in order as if you were walking along the bottom of the tree and you were looking up. So the first one I see is D, the second one I see is B, the third one I see is E, the fourth one I see is A, and then I see F, and then I see C, and then I see G. So in order, I like to think of walking along the bottom, collecting nodes as you look up. To me, that's the easiest way of thinking about in order. Post order, the flags are on the right-hand side. So again, if we move counterclockwise around the tree, we're going to collect the flags that we get on the right-hand side, and that creates this pattern. Another way of thinking about this is left, right, and then root. So here's what we do, is we go left all the way until we can't go left anymore, and then we start collecting. We get the D. All right, we can go right, so let's go to the rightmost. We get E, and then let's go to the root. We can't go any further left, so let's go back to the root. Go left, right, root, and root. I think the flag rule works pretty well once you start to understand the general pattern, especially for pre-order and post-order. I don't like it as much for in order. I think just walking along the bottom and looking up works well for in order. But do hold on to the flag rule once you have some practice with this. If it doesn't make sense right now, we'll see a couple different ways of, we'll practice this obviously. But pre-order, in order, and post-order, these are these three algorithms that you need to be familiar with how you traverse a binary tree. Questions? We'll get into more details, but questions? All right. Still won't let me. Now will you let me? Okay. Yeah, this one is just gonna, all right. I don't like this one, but what side would the flag be on for pre-order? What side is the flag on for pre-order? Left. So let's use red. So let's go ahead and make these flags. You have annotate as well. So if you go up to view options on your Zoom and you go to annotate, then if you guys want to annotate in order and post order with the flags, and then we'll trace these. Do you see the annotate? So if you go to view options, do you guys not have the annotate? You guys are allowed to. All right, so in any case, maybe you'll find that menu, the view options menu, but below the view options menu is an annotate, where if you find it. So I put the flags on the left for pre-order. And remember, I'm gonna start at the root node and I'm gonna work my way counterclockwise, right? So starting at the root node, I go 1, 2, 3, and I'm walking along the outside counterclockwise, 4, 5, this is fun, 6, 7, okay? And just for good measure, I'm gonna meet back up at the beginning to make sure that I hit everything. So that's pre-order. Where does the flag go for in order?
Left, right, and then the root.
Okay, where does the flag go? If I'm gonna draw the flags.
Left side?
For in order? So this is pre, goes on the left for pre-order. This is in order, and this is post. In order goes on the bottom, and post goes on the right. You can think of this going from left to right. Pre, in, post. So you can think of it like that, pre and post. So let's draw the in order flags. I'll just draw a line, save a little time here. And remember, starting at the top, at the root, I'm going to work my way around the whole tree in a counterclockwise direction. I haven't hit any flags, I haven't hit any flags, I haven't hit any flags, but now I hit a flag. All right, so that's 1, 2, keep going around on the outside. Next one I hit is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Get my way back here to make sure that I hit everything, and I did. Questions about in order? Now remember, you can also do this. Ayana, are you still here? Okay. Remember, the in order, you can also do it from, the whole looking from the ground thing. And one problem you're going to come across, I don't know if you've noticed this already, but sometimes nodes are in the same vertical space. Okay, so if you're looking up, you see that nodes are in the same vertical space. The one that is higher goes first. So that's why 2 comes when it does. It's higher up, and so it comes first for the in order. Finally, let's take a look at post order. And I totally made the flags the wrong way. Look at that. That was beautifully incorrect of me. Post order, the flags go on the right. Ah, it does seem like it would go first, doesn't it? We'll start at the root. Remember, we're going to go counterclockwise around the whole thing, around the edges. So as we go past these, we're going to loop around, right? We're going around the outside of it. The first one we hit is 1, going around the outside. Second one we hit is 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and we're back to the beginning. Does that make sense? Awesome. Ah, okay. If you don't look at the bottom, try to practice this. So don't look at the bottom and practice in order traversal. I'll give you a few seconds to do this on your own. You can make flags, or you can just look up from the bottom, however you'd like to do in order. So for in order traversal, where do the flags go? The flags do not go to the right, not for in order. Remember, it's pre, in, and post. Oh, that's horrible. Pre, in, post, from left to right. So in order, flags are all going to be on the bottom. And then if we go counterclockwise from the top, the first one we hit is B, then F, and then G, H, all the way around. P ends up in the middle of that. And then R, S, T, W, Y, and Z, and then all the way back up to the top. Okay? All right. Pre-order, where does the flag go? Yep, to the left side. Here, I'll make lines this time. Yep, always start counterclockwise, so to the left, like Beyonce. And then make your way around, traveling around the outside of the tree. So start here, maybe not with a line. There we go, with my pencil. Start here, outside, 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 and we keep traveling outside, outside, outside. Keep traveling outside. We didn't hit R. Keep traveling outside, and then S and R. Keep traveling outside. Y, T, W. Keep traveling outside. Z. Make our way back. Yep. So if Ayana, that's what you mean by that, by following the flow? Yes. Traveling on the outside of it. Cool. Post order, where do the flags go? You are right, that it is right. We start up here. What's the first one we're going to hit? Both of you are wrong. No. Because that flag is on the right. No. Look. Where am I going? Following the outside. What am I going to hit first? Following the outside. Ah. There it is. Hit B first. Following the outside. What's my next one? You did not say B. What's the next one? Good. And then H. What's the next one I'm going to hit after F? Are you a pirate? R. And then what's the next one I'm going to hit? Don't say T. Ah, yes, W, good. Good, then Z, and then what comes next after Z? And then, good. Yep. And that is exactly what's down here. So.
That was a roller coaster of emotions.
Good, so you should be able to suss out the pre-order, in-order, and post-order of this example on your own. So let me give you a couple minutes to make sure you get the pre-order, in-order, and post-order correct. Do that now. Maybe you want to do that on a separate sheet of paper so that you can make the flags. Let me know when you're done proving example 1 to yourself. And if you have any problems, Ayana, had this work out for you? Okay. So don't let example 2 intimidate you. Bigger numbers and more nodes doesn't mean that it's any more complex. It's the same stuff. So let's go through this one together. So I really wish you guys had the annotate working. So I'd like to see you guys do this. But which one am I doing with the flag on the left? Good, pre-order. All right. So I get 50, 17, 12, 9, moving around to the outside. 14, don't take a shortcut. It'll mess you up later. 23, 19, no shortcuts, no shortcuts, no shortcuts. up to 72, 54, 67, and no shortcuts, 76, all the way back like so. Okay. Which of in order or post order do you want me to do? Because we have time for me to do one of them. Which one do you think? In order. Echo, 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 echo. Notice that for the 23, that I put the flag to the left of the right child. It's not well diagrammed. The arrow is kind of on the left side pointing to the right, but that's a right child. And so the flag has to go to the left of a right child. Starting up here. First one I get to is what? Quick. I'm almost there. Good. Next one. Keep it going. All right, next. Good. Keep going, keep going. Oh boy. I don't know if I can go that fast. Oh. All right, good job, good job. Beautiful. Whew, that was stressful. Gotta stretch out my arm now. Yes, it is a bunch of numbers. I saw that you wrote a parenthesis because you still had the shift on.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Uh-huh. Why can't numbers be in caps? That would be interesting, capital numbers. I recommend that you use example 3 on your own for practice. You can always come back to this, but I'm not going to do this one with you because I want you to be able to practice and prove it to yourself.
Example 3.
Yep, and that is slide number 28, if you go to it later. Okay, so the last piece here is making binary trees. Okay. There is no order here that is specified. So you can put them in any order you want. I just want you to practice making binary trees, making sure that every parent has no more than 2 children. Try to keep it as balanced as possible. Don't have like, so let me give you an example of what I mean. Don't have like 88 here and 25 and 67 and 97, 79 and 99 and 53. That's not balanced, right? Try to keep it as balanced as possible. Parent, 2 children, and then each of those children has 2, and keep it going, all right? How would what work within order? When sketching binary trees, I'm not asking you to do it in any particular order. I'm just asking you to make the binary tree, and honestly, you don't need 7 examples. Okay, so you know, when you're making your binary tree, just making sure that nodes have children is really all I'm concerned about. You have more examples here. This one doesn't have answers, right? So that might be pretty helpful for you to do. You'll see in this week's exercises that you'll do something similar. Yeah, I'm out of time, so I just wanted to make sure that Well, I'm sorry, you got the answers on the next slide, so there you go. But that's an easy thing to practice on slide 33, making sure that you have the traversals correct. There's another question, more answers for you, and that should be it. Oh, great, I made this my last slide, that's smart. Another way to think about in order, pre-order, and post-order. But I meant for this to be like halfway through. In any case, that is another way of thinking about these three.
I mean,
All right.
it does make sense though, the way you put it.
Say that again, Ayana?
I said it does make sense.
With the flags?
Yeah, the way that you put it was like easier. But I still understood it when you regularly explained it. But that's
Okay.
like a little, quick little. Swoop.
Good, good, good. So, any other questions?